Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Chrissy T. I'm back with a review on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 22. Yes, you heard it right, Episode 22. We are 22 episodes in and counting. This episode wasn't given much. It wasn't the best or the worst either. The episode begins with the aftermath of Keke throwing drink in Tish's face. And then Marsau is seen circling around the table, trying not to get caught by Amin, which is Keke's husband. And did y'all take notice of Kimmy and her interaction with Keke? Is it me or was she manhandling her? Honey, she was pushing and shoving her and trying to get her out of her backyard to the front. Honey, she was like, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Honey, Kimmy said, not on my watch, not in my house, goodbye. So as Keke and her husband were being escorted out, Melody extended her apologies to Maurice for the recent commotion that just took place on his property. She said that is precisely why I keep people away from mine. I know that's right, girl. So then we see Maurice in the confessionals trying to talk about the duties of a husband relating to Amin, which is Keke's husband. It's the audacity for me. You are trying to tell this man how to be a man when you ain't even a man to your own wife. Although what he said was true, he has the audacity. Right message, wrong messenger. Get your own house in order. Properly love your wife. Do things like that. Be more understanding. Ooh, this man done hit a nerve. So then Melody and Stormy, they followed Keke out because she was put out. So Melody said, let's talk for a minute. She basically said to Keke that no one said anything to her before she threw that drink in Tish's face. Nobody touched her. Nobody said anything to her. No one was talking to her disrespectfully. So there was no reason for her to throw that drink in Tish's face. So if Melody has the rationale to tell Keke she's wrong, despite her own feelings for Tish, why is it so hard for everyone else to say that Keke was dead wrong for throwing that drink? And Melody is right. Her throwing that drink at Tish because she didn't acknowledge her, that's not why she threw that drink. There's some other underlying issues that we're not privy to yet. I do think they both could have handled things differently. I do think had Tish acknowledged Keke when she spoke to her, I believe that the throwing of the drink would have never occurred. But at the same time, Keke needs to exercise some self-control, because something minute as that caused her to fly off the handle. I can't imagine what anything else would make her do. And if Tish asks you time after time to not mention her relationship, she doesn't want to hear about it, what is your motive? What is your motive for constantly bringing this information to your cousin about Marsau cheating? No matter how many times she's told you not to. So my question remains, what is your motive? You even said yourself you don't believe the lie about the threesome. So why is it so important for you to tell her? So in the confessional with Marsau, Tish said, there's a saying that goes, no one can hurt you more than family, and Keke has proven that to be true. Marsau basically said, Keke, count your days, honey. This is the last time you'll ever hurt them again. And then Tish said there is nothing worse than having a family member that is evil. And Marsau said in response to that he understands. He says that Tish is living the life that Keke wants. And I'm thinking to myself, what exactly does she want? I'm sure she doesn't want a man who has a $5 million lawsuit against him, or a man that's scamming, a cheating husband, or a man whose breast bigger than hers. Stop it. She's not jealous. And I say that because literally, there's nothing for her to be jealous over. He is so delusional to think that people are really jealous of him. Boy, what? So later, Tiffany arrives and she said her plus one is baby Ace because Lou is out somewhere coaching. Girl, he is at work. Just say that. She making it seem like he out playing sports. Having fun when he's working, girl. So in the next scene, we see Marsau cracking jokes about Keke being on drugs. At one point, he even referred to her as a dopehead. He's saying that being upset does not cause a person to throw drinks. Being on drugs do. Marsau needs to be humbled and punched in the mouth. So he said that in the heat of the moment because he wanted to get Amin upset. He said Keke was writing a check her ass couldn't cash, but her husband Amin can cash that check. I don't know what he mean, but he did get Amin mad, but you were still circling around that table trying not to get caught. You got a lot of mouth, but you didn't have this much mouth when you was in his presence because you were circling around that table like a merry-go-round. So then Stormy said, is that what you did to Courtney at the town hall meeting when you referenced him as Mr. Steele? So Stormy was like, if Courtney had told you to stand up, what was you going to do? This girl really think her husband Mike Tyson. So Marsau was like, I would have stood up, no problem, with my chest out, period. And Stormy said he would get his ass whooped. Although I would like to see that happen, Stormy, never underestimate your opponent. Courtney might just got his ass whooped. Did that ever occur to you? I noticed that she's always threatening her husband on Marsau. He deserves it for sure. I would like to see Marsau get that mouth punched. So then Marsau was like, well, maybe I'll get my ass beat. Maybe I won't. So then they got to talking about how Stormy called Marsau a bitch several times. And Marcel said she's not going to cash those checks. Courtney is. I don't know what he mean by that. So I have no clue what he meant by that. So Stormy said, well, Marsau, you said you was the biggest bitch. So you agree with me. And Marsau was like, anytime. And then Maurice said, anytime a woman calls a man a bitch, she's trying to trigger that man to react. And I agree with that. She tried to trigger him to react so that Courtney could beat Marsau down to a pulp. So then Martell was in the background and he was like, yeah, because I might call you a bitch back. My question is, why are they so vocal about this now that Courtney isn't present? Why wasn't this addressed at the town hall meeting? We want to know. So then Stormy said, if you were bothered by it, why didn't you say anything? Girl, you know he wasn't going to say anything while Courtney was standing there. That's why he didn't say nothing. So then Martell chimes in. This is the most sense he's ever made. He said he don't think it's good for a wife to allow a woman to call her husband a bitch. And then Kimmy in the background saying, right, that's what I was going to add. Tish, please catch the shade, girl. Catch the shade. You have all the smoke for your cousin thinking she's trying to ruin your marriage, yet Stormy is emasculating your husband by calling him a bitch. Time after time. And you say nothing. But you have all the smoke for your cousin. Although you should have the smoke for your cousin, I also don't think you should let Stormy off scot-free. She's going to continue to call him a bitch. That wasn't the first time and it won't be the last. This woman cannot be this damn clueless. And then Tish gonna say, well, Stormy, do you think you owe him an apology? You need to check her in the same manner that Courtney checked Marsau. But for some reason, you don't want to do that. Like, what's the problem? I think she's letting Stormy get away with this because she stole her shipping instructions from her website for Canvas Beauty. Is this what it is, Tish? Is this what it is? Because I'm starting to think it is. Why else would you let this woman emasculate your husband? So then in the next scene, Kimmy asked Keke and their cousin Courtney if they feel like Keke may still need help. So Courtney says she thinks that there is some help that's needed, but she's never experienced a hyper violence that she displayed towards Tish. So Marsau, being sassy, thinking everything's a joke, said her makeup didn't give it away. So it sounded like he was saying that her makeup and the way it is a clue that she's still on drugs. You know what? I know I shouldn't be laughing, but this man's mouth is unstoppable, okay? It's like he just doesn't care what he says. And he doesn't care how it may hurt the person's feelings. Oh my God. Marsau's mouth is going to be the death of him. Mark my words. Because it wasn't a joking matter. And he can never take anything serious. I don't understand how Tish can put up with this man as long as she has. So Courtney says to Marsau that if he felt that Keke was still on drugs, that's something he should address in the, he should not address in the public. She said you should pull that person to the side. Kimmy said, well, she threw that drink in the public eye. She always in the background trying to take up for Tish as much as she can. And why is her drug use a secret when she already talked about it in season 2? Child, is Kimmy do anything, she gonna take up for Trish any way she can, child. So then Stormy says that Keke is clean, she's in recovery. And Marsau was like, Stormy, please, just stop, child. Marsau asked Stormy, has she ever seen anyone do drugs? And she said, as a matter of fact, I have. My best friend used to do drugs. She used to watch my son. She no longer lives with me. And Marsau said, why does she no longer live with you? So Stormy was like, I was helping her get clean. Marsau said, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you is, why doesn't she live with you? So now Stormy is triggered. She walks away crying. And Marsau did follow behind her. He gave her a hug and he apologized to her. And I do believe his apology was sincere. So in the confessional, Stormy said that Marsau has a good heart. Girl, no, he don't. No, he don't. This man does not have a good heart. So please don't speak that out in the atmosphere because it is lies. This man does not have a good heart. Marsau is so deranged in the things that he say. I'm starting to think he's the one on drugs. Like, you really need to be mindful of the things you say to people. And how many times do you have to be reminded of this? It's ridiculous. So in the next scene, we see Martell, Messy Fletcher, and Courtney in the gym working out. So Courtney pretty much says, Marsau, you skating on thin ice, bro. You might want to tread lightly when it comes to talking to his wife. And Martell was like, you should also talk to your wife about disrespecting him, which is true. She does need to stop disrespecting that man. Even though he does poke the bear, I do think she should stop disrespecting him and calling him bitches. But I'm sure she won't. I wouldn't either if Tish let me do it. So then Melody, she meets up with Keke and they're talking about the situation that happened at the barbecue and her throwing that drink in Tish's face. And Melody said, she want to go ahead and shut down the naysayers. If they're going to talk about anything, let it be positive. Okay? Show them that you're clean, girl. Show them you ain't doing drugs. She said, now is the time to show them. I got a drug test on me, girl. So she has an on-the-go drug kit that she wants Keke to take. But we'll see in the next episode that Keke is only going to agree to take this drug test if Marsau agrees to take a lie detector test to prove his innocence as far as cheating. Again, Keke, why is this so important to you? Okay, he's cheating now. What? Tish's made it clear, honey, she ain't going nowhere. She is going to stick beside him. So what are you getting out of this? What will you gain by him failing the lie detector test for cheating? Like, what do you gain? You're not going to get your cousin back because she done with you. All right, y'all. This is the end of this episode. I will see y'all next week. Bye.